You're going to cut
That's the cold opener.
No, it's not. I will fight you on that.
I mean, it's catchy.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to another episode of Server Restart In. It is a weekly World of Warcraft podcast hosted by your favorite three opinionated players who like to get together to discuss their thoughts about the current state of the game. My name is Jim, joined by Kristen.
Hello.
And Brian.
Hello.
And this is...
It's the eve.
This is going to be coming out on the eve of patch 10.1.
Dun, dun, dun.
Just a week, almost just 8 days before the new season starts, new Mythic Pluses, new raid, new content, all kinds of stuff. So lots of stuff coming out. And so we thought maybe we would talk about a few of the things that we've liked so far and things that we didn't like, maybe things that have changed throughout the expansion so far. And I think since Kristen thought this was a good idea, that maybe she could be the first one to talk about something she liked about the expansion.
Oh, didn't I do that last week?
I hate you.
I'll kick us off. I can kick us off.
Oh.
Mine's super simple.
I just wanted to say that.
So, it sounds funny, but due to life happening, we're recording episodes back to back. So that was like 5 minutes ago that she said something she liked, not a week. So it's a week for you guys. It's like 5 minutes for us. So somebody is
even funnier.
Somebody is so proud of themselves right now.
Yep. I'm done. I'm like dropping the mic right now.
Don't.
When you check the box, you check the box, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Brian, you have something. You go ahead.
There's too much to do.
There's too much to do. Is that, and you like that?
Too much to do.
So
I do, actually.
You're saying there is a lot of content.
There is a lot of content that I don't feel like I've gotten behind on because I haven't played a lot in the last couple months.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, like, I played hard, the first month and a half, and then my life issues started happening, and then I just kind of fell off from there. So, jumping back on, I mean, it still feels like old WoW. Good old WoW, where it's hard to get back into it sometimes when you're out of it for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Probably more for me. I'm sure there's others like that, but sometimes I log on, I walk around, and log right off.
Yep.
So a lot of times, as of late, my mind's on something else, and I just want to quickly jump on something to relieve the pressure. So. It's actually been really nice. And what I found I do is I hop on and I Dragonfly. I just get up and go. Or Dragon Ride. Sorry, Dragon Ride.
Yeah, we know what you mean.
I just get up and fly around. And if I don't do anything, I just log off. So it's really interesting. It's a different dynamic because before it always felt like you log back on, you're stuck without having to, you can't zip anywhere really, right? And it's like, I don't want to, like Maldraxxus, you log in, Maldraxxus, I don't want to be here, log off. So
yeah,
the fact that there's plenty of stuff to do that doesn't make you feel like you're super behind, and like even the newest island, I went over there and did tons of stuff on my warrior about a week or two ago, and that's the most I've played in a while, and so it was really nice just to hop on and just see what's going on. And so
yeah, I think it's kind of nice too. Like they did add more content, right? Like I think it was in 10.07 they added like the Bane storyline, they added the Furbolg stuff, which I still haven't even done yet.
Nope, me either.
You know what I mean? So like they've added these things, and these things are like side quests. It's like, you don't have to go do them. You get some cool shit if you do them. Like the Taurens get the totem and all that kind of stuff. You know, you get a Caber Toss toy and stuff like that for the main storyline and some other stuff. But like, it's there, but you're not penalized for not doing it. You don't need to do anything, you know. And honestly, you don't even have to go to the Forbidden Reach. Really, what it is, the Forbidden Reach is like content for, it's a catch-up content.
It's a mechanism to get the ring, really.
Well, it's catch-up for if you want to level some alts.
Yeah.
Because they got all the gear drops that you can level up a couple levels, like 395 or something like that. Yeah, but
did they still not make that so you can use the upgrade thing? Like, is it still like
you can only do it
character bound? Like, yeah, it's not even account bound, right? So like I play on my druid, so that's what I get all the stuff on. Well, I get all this gear. I have so much Primalist gear. That I've been shucking off to an alt, right? But I can't upgrade any of it because the upgrade thing, I have a bazillion of those upgrade books, but they're all character bound.
I don't know about that.
They're all character bound and not account bound, which feels bad. It feels like that's an overlooked thing because those should have been account bound too.
Yeah, I don't know because I haven't been doing it.
Yeah.
Because I did it in the first thing and then I've been leveling characters.
Yeah,
so.
I haven't really been doing it either because, as somebody in the guild said, they're like, I haven't even done it because, you know, the ring wasn't good. And I'm like, well, they made the ring good, so I had to do it. They kind of made
the ring good. It's not good for everybody still.
Yeah, but so I had to do it, and then once I got all of my stuff, I'm like, well, why am I still doing this and annoying myself by doing this content? So I agree. While I don't particularly think the content is my cup of tea, I agree that they did a good job of making you feel like you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
If it's not something, it does not feel, other than those first couple of weeks of me getting the stones and stuff for the specific rings that I wanted.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel super impactful, me not doing it. And I appreciate that because that content was not made for me. You know what I mean? That
flying around killing rares all the fucking time.
I don't mind doing it, but it feels very repetitive the way that I was doing it, and not saying that the way that I was doing it was the right way in any way, because it probably wasn't. But it felt very, you know, just very, very, you know, just fly from one rare to the next and pray that you are getting there before the rest of the mob. You know, the rest of the groups get there.
Yeah, it's,
you know,
again, it feels like it's something that you would do for like farming gear for alts or something like that. And it's like, I did the storyline and I haven't been back.
Yeah.
I think I did because I liked the story. The story is pretty good. It's kind of setting up the conflict that's like kind of happening inside the Drakthir race, you know, and it kind of helps, you know,
flesh things out.
Yeah, and stuff like that, which is good, you know, and it's just like, it's cool, you know, and, you know, I'm sure there's a few things that I could do out there to get like some mounts or some pets or some stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
But it'll be something to do at a later date, you know, because it's not going anywhere and whatnot. And, you know, it's like all the content that they have out there. It's like, I remember like the first whatever weeks, months or whatever of the expansion is that it's like I'd go do stuff and then I would just find like a little quest hub and there would be all these like little quests to do and I would just do quests and it was just like neat little pockets that you'd never had. You could get away without doing any of it.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's nice to kind of have like those little things that it kind of rewards you for exploring. Get to get like some little lore bits and some nice fun tidbit things, you know, and it's good.
I actually started leveling a high mountain Tauren. This is kind of funny. You might not think it's funny, but I thought it was funny. So originally my main druid that I play was a Tauren. And then High Mountain Taurens came out, and I flipped him over to a Tauren. And then Zandalari, I saw the Zandalari Boomkin form, and I fell in love with it. I was like, oh, right? So I switched her over to Zandalari Troll. So, you know, he went from a he Tauren to a female Zandalari Troll, and I love my character still. But Jim had that Tauren totem thing, and I was like, ooh, kind of want that. So I switched my original. So I had originally had an alt that was a Zandalari Troll, and I might have switched them over to a Tauren. I race changed them into a Tauren, so that way
you made the Tauren into the Troll, and then the Troll into the Tauren.
Yep.
Oh my god!
So that way I could, and I've been kind of leveling him through.
Which totem, the weapon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. So I thought that was kind of funny. I was like, do I flip it or not, or do I just make a new one? And I'm like, you know what? I already have this one here, and I'm not really playing it. I'm just gonna flip it. So I just race changed it. So yeah, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. It was perfectly fine. It was. I'm enjoying it, and I'm doing a lot of quests that I hadn't done on any. I got a bunch of toys that I hadn't gotten on any of my other characters. Well, my one other character, because really, let's face it, I only play my druid. You know, but that was kind of nice. So I'm kind of going, and I mean, I haven't done it in a while because, you know, life.
I've never seen you on this other character. So.
Really? Look, go in and you're not in WoW right now.
No.
You can go in and look, and you can see when the last time that he was on, because it was. I want to say maybe a week or 2 weeks ago was maybe the last time that I was on, but it was recently. Certainly more recently than any of my other alts in the game. And it was I was just, you know, screwing around.
Yeah.
You know.
So I think one of the things that I really wanted to like about the expansion, and it hasn't quite been refined enough to be at the point where it works, is the crafting system and the crafting order system.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's like
crafting.
There's still the limit, but now you don't have to, when you do public ones, you don't have to have all the mats anymore, but people still aren't doing it because it's too fucking late in the game.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, it's rough.
I don't like the crafting.
You know, it was such a cool idea. You know, it's like, you know, do all this stuff and make these things and get known for, you know, specialize, you know, really focus down on these trees and really specialize on that so people come to you kind of thing. It's like, that would have been cool. It's like, but the economy just doesn't support it. It's just like this whole, I mean, they use the trade channel like they should to find people to do private orders for and stuff like that, and people kind of corner it. And I still can't believe that they had these like crafting cartels, you know. Remember talking about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and stuff like.
I mean, I believe it.
Where they would do shit if they found somebody selling something other, they would like mass report them to get them banned.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
It is. It's fucking horse shit.
Yeah.
And it's just like.
That's kind of messed up.
You know, it's. I don't know. It's. I don't know. It could have been good. The crafting stuff. It feels almost like a leveling thing, but there's like no reward.
Yeah.
Like it's almost close to being a system like Final Fantasy 14 has, where it's like you are, when you switch over to the crafting profession, it's like that's what your character is. It's like you're the blacksmith or you're.
Yeah, but it's not anywhere near as good as the Final Fantasy.
Well, that's what I mean. It feels like it's kind of, if they could have a way to where you could do that and do things like that and have to level it up and like make it worth, you know, I don't know.
To me, I don't think anything is ever going to top the Final Fantasy system for crafting. I just think they did a fantastic job of making it its own thing. And sure, you do have to go through the story to, you know, on a combat class to be able to like access like the end zone areas and everything. But that's it. You go through it the one time and then you're done. And then you can just literally just play the rest of the game on a crafter. And it's it's awesome.
I feel
and
like it was
have it
close.
be
Like it's a close step in that direction. And it's like, it really needs, if they could make it into a system to where that is just how you play the game. That's how you level and stuff like that. And it's like, so like, you know, maybe like Star Wars Galaxies where like you could be different things and that's how you made your earn, you know, something like
how you earned your XP.
Yeah. And stuff like that. You know, it would be a really good thing to shoot for, but it's just really hard, especially to change it and all that stuff.
And
I mean, can you imagine World of Warcraft though, like where you don't kill something?
Yeah. Yeah. That would feel weird because it's World of Warcraft.
I mean, I don't know. It doesn't have to be like its own like leveling thing, but like at the end game, you should be able to like I think like Ion had this whole concept of private shops where you could like set up a shop and put things on there and just like kind of like AFK and people could interact with you like a vendor and buy
that
it.
had its own problems.
EverQuest had that as well.
That
It's
had
like-
its own problems.
Well, yeah, you know, regardless of people used it to stay in the game. The circumvent getting kicked out and whatnot. But that's aside from that. But like have something like that to where you could, you know what I mean, like hawk your wares that way, like build up a stock and sell it and stuff like that, and you know, and then people could come buy it. I don't know. It would be.
I think the problem is they made it. They wanted it to be. They wanted it so where you were, you know, make your name. Then they made it really hard for you to, if you weren't trying to do that, like if you wanted to just be an all-arounder, you know what I mean? If you just wanted to do stuff for yourself and you didn't necessarily want to make a name, you know what I mean? You just wanted to do stuff on your alts to get something up to, you know, maybe have access to something else or, you know what I mean? They made it much more difficult for you to just have an alt to make stupid little things for yourself or to make your life easier when you're making something else. And I don't particularly care for that.
I think it was a fair attempt at an overhaul, and it just fell flat. So, obviously, there's going to have to be some more work on it. It's not a perfect system by any means. It's not probably even like a good system.
No, I don't think it's a good system.
It's a system. You know, it's like I was really
Are
hopeful.
old world items in it yet?
What's that?
Old world items aren't in it yet, though, right?
No. Well, okay. There are some. You can go to, I think the Zandalar stuff you can do now. Where you can go to Zul'Gurub and do the Hakar fight. Right? Yeah. And you can get old recipes to make things that way. I think that stuff's in there already. So, like, they're adding in some of the old stuff that way.
I mean, but I don't even care about the old stuff. I'm talking about, like, the new stuff.
No,
you know what I
know.
mean? Like, oh, I want to make myself some of this for you know.
Yeah, this is just a kind of different thing. Like,
Yeah. It's
it's
just frustrating. It's very frustrating.
it's not all it's cracked up to be, and that's for sure. It could have been okay, but it never really quite got to being okay. So, I will say though that like the story stuff, I really liked that. It's just good storytelling, I think, all around. I like the lore. I like this whole concept of like there were the proto drakes that you're like, fuck your Titan gift kind of thing. You know, and like, because it feels like it's a way to add, like, flesh out the history without like really like retconning a lot of stuff. It's like I think the way they kind of like built up the history and all that stuff, it went really well. You know, it could have been bad trying to shoehorn some of that stuff in, like it was like way early in the beginning of the lore, because like they retconned a lot of stuff, like the Eridar were you know, like demons, and they were just like killed Jaden and all them. They were Eridar, they were demons with the Burning Legion, but then they became really just Draenei that were empowered by the Burning Legion. You know what I mean? So they did some of that stuff and whatnot, but this has been pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm really interested to see where the story is going to go. Kind of see what they're going to like unveil, like as far as like bad guy stuff is concerned, and where that's going to kind of go. You know, we're probably going to have some old god influence, I'm sure, because you can't really get away from that.
Oh, man, it has to be at this point, right?
Yeah.
Which is funny because I thought, like, I don't know. I kind of like the old god stuff.
Oh, I do
to some
too.
extent. Like,
I think that,
it's kind of crazy.
yeah,
As long as we don't like just magically kill everything. Like, I don't want to do that. I like the idea that it's like almost impossible to get rid of them completely.
Right.
And potentially, I mean, there like is probably a lot more to it, right? As far as the void, and stuff, pooping out things into the cosmos.
was it?
Because these are based on at least based on the books. These are just the ones that were slung.
Yeah, these are
right. Yeah, these are like the
old gods.
dregs.
Yeah, they're not
of the
even like
gods.
gods. They're just like shit the void spit out.
Yeah.
What is what expansion was the Black Empire stuff in?
Legion.
Was it Legion at the very end?
Yeah.
No, it was a BFA.
Yeah, BFA.
Oh, it was BFA. Oh, it was BFA.
Yeah.
Shit. Yeah.
It's like I really feel like, see, that had some really good old god stuff at the very end, but like it wasn't enough. You know what I mean? It's like going into the Black Empire and fighting N'Zoth and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was.
It was
I
like-
liked that.
It was.
I liked
it was
that
cool,
raid.
but it should have been more. There should have been more around it, other
Yeah.
than just kind of like this encouragement. Because like we really shouldn't have been able to go there and just really like kill him that easily. You know what I mean?
We didn't.
Well, we did have
Jim.
Rathian.
We used the Death Star.
You're right. We shot him with
Didn't we shoot him through a warp?
Yeah, it was a
portal?
portal to the Mother's chamber beneath the Sword of Silithus that then focused through the heart of Azeroth on our chest, and it was like the Care Bear stare kind of thing.
Oh my god!
It's exactly what it was. And stuff like that, and so it was using Azeroth's power to do that, but yeah, I don't know. It kind of it was over too quick. Like he kind of had this like the what was the 2 boss raid?
Oh, geez, I don't even remember, but I know what you're talking about. The old god one.
Yeah, the one with
Song of Storms.
something. What of storms?
The Song of Storms is the first thing that comes to my brain.
No, it was like Shrine of Storms, I think.
Right, sorry, there you
Oh,
go.
was that the
Song of Storms
dungeon?
is Zelda.
Yeah, it was something like that. But and it's like that kind of dealt with it a little bit, kind of with the Kultiran stuff that were like kind of dating the old gods and stuff like that.
I am not dating the old gods.
You're not a Kultiran. I didn't say Kristen. I said Kultiran.
Okay.
But so yeah, I think that there could have been more with that. It felt kind of like, looking back on it now, like it was cool at the time. We did a lot of cool shit, and it was just like, but it's like it almost feels like, yeah, we just kind of kicked his ass, you know. And it's just like when they did Cthulhu, it was 40, right? 20 and 40 man raids for those.
When they did Cthulhu.
For AQ and stuff like that. And Yogg Saron, that was still, but those were on our plane of existence. We didn't go to the Black Empire zone, you know what I mean, and fight there. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was cool. I'd like to see more of it. You know, maybe somehow tie it into the big bads and stuff like that. And I don't know. What else has been pretty good? The zones have been pretty good. You know, the mythic dungeon choices were pretty good. Temple is kind of
I hate
flop. But I mean, when you're remaking a dungeon for Mythic Plus, you know, it's like
I think they did a crappy job remaking it for Mythic Plus because you used to be able to stand back, and you know what I mean? Like, I think that was crappy. They made it a melee friendly fight and not a, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I hated Temple. Hated it.
Yeah, Temple was pretty bad. Ruby Life Pools was bad until they kind of like fixed it. What was the Academy?
Academy was bad until they fixed it, and now I don't mind it.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that went from being the ones we fucking hated
to
being one of the ones we really like to do.
Yeah.
It's like trying to do that tree boss early on, like the timing on those things, if you didn't have like super huge, big dick energy, deep AoE DPS stuff, it just fucking didn't happen.
I only got small deck, sorry.
Well, that's okay.
We all had little peepees for that, let me tell you.
Small PP.
Yeah, small PP energy.
And but like they tuned it and they tweaked the time on the things, and now it's just like no big deal. We can't, you know, some of that could be gear, but even on the higher levels, it just kind of, you know, just works. You know, it's the boss fight is a lot better, than it was. So, you know, the dungeons have been pretty interesting. It's fucking Brackenhide Hollow is gonna suck next season if they don't tune the hell out of it. Those fucking gnolls.
Yeah, that's gonna be a rough one. That's gonna be.
I said fucking gnolls.
That's gonna be a rough one. Only because it's annoying because you have to go around and kill the things to free the people. Like that's an annoying mechanic. Why would you put that in there?
Because it's story.
It's stupid.
Based on the zone. I mean, it's
make a story mode and make a Mythic Plus mode, but don't put those.
Maybe they will.
God, I wish they would. I'm so sick of listening to RP in Mythic Plus dungeons. That if I have to listen to Odin one more effing time or stupid God King Skovald, like. I am so sick of that freaking 10-minute diatribe between them.
Well, they cut his shit down.
They did, but it's still annoying.
So, yep, it is.
It's super effing annoying.
And that used to be a favorite dungeon until you got to the higher keys, and then it just got stupid.
Yeah.
You know, it's just funny how like your perception of a dungeon changes as it gets stronger.
Yeah, as well, it gets stronger and you get stronger.
Yeah.
You know, some of them scaling wise were
weird.
Yeah.
And stuff. And depending on the affixes and stuff like that. So
yeah, we used to love Halls of Valor at the beginning. Like that was the easy peasy one. And then you get to Herja on Tyrannical at freaking, 17, 18. And I can't even imagine doing it at the other,
It's not that much different when you get up that high.
It's a lot of damage.
It is.
It's a lot of damage.
That means you use the personal cooldown.
And you plan them accordingly.
Yep.
And that's what we would have to do in some cases. It just feels bad that
feels bad, man.
And this is where I think Mythic Plus fails. I don't think there should be a time component for it. I think if you get through the dungeon, you should be able to get through the dungeon. And I disagree with their philosophy that there needs to be timed portions of it because who cares if it takes you who cares if it takes you 6 lusts to get through a dungeon, right? At some point you are going to hit a wall where no matter if you have lust or not, you're still not going to be able to complete the dungeon.
I mean, you still get rewards for completing the dungeon.
Sure,
so
but you don't get to progress your key. You don't get to, and that's what I'm saying. I don't think the time component should be the component for it because it should be whether or not you can successfully complete the key.
Well,
because
I will respectfully disagree.
Because, again, at some point, you're going to not be able to complete that key because you just don't have the damage to do it. You know, whether or not you have lust or not, you just don't have the numbers to complete that key. You know what I mean? The healing is too much. The damage is too much. There's no way for you to, you know.
Yeah.
So to me, it's the timed component just makes it annoying. It's just an annoying thing, you know. But whatever. That's my thought on it. I just think it's annoying.
You know what? I just got Wildhead pulled up, and I just happened to see that.
They're gonna remove timed.
No, it's just the WoW token tracker. I didn't realize that WoW tokens were at like 225K. Like, I don't remember.
Because nobody's playing.
I don't know. I just don't recall them ever being that high.
Probably because nobody's playing, so nobody's buying them.
They've set around 150 to 200 typically.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. That's just weird. But, I don't know. I think that's pretty good. I mean, just for kind of, you know, what we liked and stuff like that. So hopefully they're going to keep continuing the trend of making enjoyable content that's not required but fun to do. And that, you know, I think 10.1 has a lot of high points in it that I think are going to be fun. It's going to be nice to get some new affixes, do the new dungeon, do their new raids, not new dungeons, but the new mythic circuit, new raid and all that stuff. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So,
I am
ready to dive into it tomorrow. So,
I'm
tomorrow if you're listening to this on the first.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, wait a minute. Is it really tomorrow? I'm looking forward to messing around with the dungeons. I'm looking forward to see where we start Mythic Plus wise, as far as if we get bumped all the way back down, we get our PPs whacked back down.
I don't think that's how it works.
You know,
I think your key just kind of
carries over and you just pick up from where you left off. I don't think so. I feel like usually there's you have to work your way back up.
Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, for us, not for like the people who are actually good.
We'll see.
But for, you know, people like us who actually, you know.
We'll see.
It'll be.
All right. Well, that's a good place to go ahead and wrap it up. So thanks, everybody. Thanks for listening. You can check us out at facebook.com/server-restart-in. Shoot us a tweet at server_restart. And we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.